Yeah, I've thought about this a lot.
The short answer is no.
I would absolutely love to be a teacher.
Being a teacher is really, really hard.
It's pretty decent. I like the idea of being a teacher.
I'm going to say no.
A stereotypical thing is for teachers to have glasses, so I'm going to put on my real glasses.
I think I'd love being a teacher.
I think it's probably the second worst job that I could ever think of.
I would love to be a teacher one day.
I always love the idea of being an English literature teacher.
It would be really, really rewarding.
Because you're seeing these people develop the knowledge.
You're like building someone's like life.
You are shaping people's futures. To make them a better person.
Seeing the children develop.
You've helped them overcome a barrier.
It must be so rewarding to have a student take an interest in your subject and to be able to shape the way they think about the subject and school. I know I've had teachers who've really influenced the way I learn.
I've always liked the idea of it. I think it's an interesting career path. It's one that definitely constantly presents you with new challenges, which is probably one of the pros. You know, you're always on your toes. It keeps you on your feet. You know, you get a new set of students each year, and so, you know, it's constantly making new relationships.
It's a lot of work.
You definitely have to be equipped to deal with more than your job requires of you.
There's a lot of marking.
Marking all the work.
Marking papers and planning lessons.
All the marking that you have to do. Oh my goodness, I could not imagine doing that.
You get long holidays.
You get really long holidays.
Holidays.
Even in the holidays, like, you'll be marking tests.
So many things to mark during the holidays.
Secondary school kids. I'm one myself, and they are rude. Misbehaving children.
Kids who just don't care.
There can be some rowdy students out there.
These kids can be bad. They can be mean. They could be just so utterly disrespectful. And they talking back, and I'm like,
Imagine that they're not even listening to you, just they're shouting at the front of the class. That is stressful.
I think I just find it difficult to like not get really mad.
Some people can be a bit of trouble. Having to break up fights all the time.
Dealing with kids who don't want to learn would be the hardest, and I'm not a patient person.
I'd be a terrible teacher because I'm the most non-confrontational person. So like, a student raises their voice, a student talks back, that student now runs my class because I would not stop them.
if a child starts yelling at me, I'd be like, I don't know what to do.
I think the most rewarding thing is if the information you're actually teaching actually gets in, and the only way you can see that is if the grades are good in your class.
When you'd like worked really hard with a student and then they got it in the end.
All your knowledge you've put into them, all that revising techniques that you've told them, and you know, all the little help that you've given them, maybe out of school hours, it's paid off. If a student was struggling on something and then I helped them and then they improved and then passed on a test and then they were really good at it, that would be rewarding for me, and I'd know that I had done my job.
If you were, say, a GCSE or A-level teacher, I think it would be really rewarding to see the grades that your students come out with.
On results day, and you see a student that you've taught for years on end and you've got a really good relationship with, and you see them get the grade that you know that they deserve, I feel like for me, if I was a teacher, that would just be the most amazing thing ever.
Your class isn't getting the best grade, but that can be quite disheartening.
You talk to parents and you're going to like staff meetings, you just need confidence.
There's a lot of pressure, like the government and even like head teachers and everything like that.
I don't think the pay salary is good either.
The pay isn't great for the hours you work. You don't get really paid for the aftermath of actually the school day.
It's not a bad salary, but it's not the best.
Probably one of the biggest challenges is sort of how you then have to change socially, can't go out on the town when there's sick formers roaming about, you know?
I would like to travel, and I feel like I would not have the freedom I'd want.
And you might not have time for yourself. You could be spending time with your family, but you're dedicating time to working with the kids.
I think one of the most difficult parts of the job would probably be, you know, having to say goodbye to students that you've known for all those years, and, you know, you've formed relationships with them, you're invested in them emotionally. You know, they've watched you literally grow as a person into what you have become now, and they have to let you go from their care, almost like a parent, and it's I suppose that can be really emotionally challenging.
Having your babies that are not your babies, you know what I mean?
A teacher's influence will stay with you.
Students will forever remember their teachers, no matter how good or how bad you are.
I don't know if I could take that responsibility.